we are now at a point where it's time to decide what we want to keep and what not. So let's loop for now. My gut is telling me that the hi-hat is a little bit too rigid, so I'm gonna turn it off. I think it's already much better, so I'm just actually going to delete the entire channel, and then yeah, we're just left with this. So the next thing that we can work on is these little drum fills. So one thing that actually what I hear is that over here they are not really that flowing yet, so going to adjust these a little bit. Might actually just be this one, which is a bit too early. Timing here is a little bit off. Let's see what we can do about that. Maybe just get this whole sequence, make it a little bit later. See how that sounds. So these one are spaced not really nicely, as you can see, so I'm going to take this one out a little bit more, see how it feels now. And then I'm going to take this little marker in here and adjust the timing that they will hopefully fit the picture a little bit better. So much better. Okay, add another layer. I'm kind of missing those hi-hats, so copy that core kit again and delete the MIDI, and just gonna work with those hi-hats again. So where are they? Here. See, I'm going to quantize all of them, so I press Command A, Control A, and then Shift Command U to get into the quantize menu, and just press OK, see how that sounds. Alright. I think it's time for another audio track, this time with a different sample, just stacking, layering on top. So I really want to fill all the spaces there are right now, so I'm gonna find another sample from the sample library. Alright, so I found really quite funny sounding modular snare samples, so I'll just drop these in the track and then turn down the gain a lot with the utility because they're quite loud. So I'm going to reverse the first one and find out where I want to place it. So I'm going to place it right here. I like it. Second one, maybe there. And then the third one, well, guess what? I'm gonna place it right before the next kick drum. Snare, I mean, sorry. Place the fourth one over there. Reverse the fifth one. just before the next transient. And just throw them in there next to all these samples and see what that does. That's actually quite nice, so I'm gonna keep that one. Let us just high pass quickly, take out those pesky lows. Already much better. Time for another layer. Okay, I found some cool samples here. They are like some kind of riser. Sounds almost like they're reversed. So again, this is some kind of crazy modular patch. A bit later, this one. Let's get back to those samples. Get more of those samples in there. Gonna reverse this one. See how it sounds so far. So far, so good. So we are creating another layer. I found another sample. Here we go. Another crazy modular. Turn it down a lot. So this one is actually quite intense. So again, make sure it's high passed. There's a lot of low frequency gunk in there. Since this one is so intense, I think it will be worthwhile only using it once, maybe twice. So let's reverse that one. Put it at the end here. And let's see how they sound in the total. Really good. We are getting there, slowly. I can feel some kind of crazy wonky beat is starting to fall into place. Okay, so I found another sample. And I think there's some kind of vocal stuff in there. I'm feeling a bit lazy right now, so I'm going to use quite a simple technique in order to just speed up the process of creating some extra layers out of this sample. So I'll first I'll listen to it. So it's quite grainy and textury. I like it. And so what I want to do to this, instead of like chopping it up, yeah, I'm just going to take a gate, and then when you press this button, you can actually open up a sidechain channel through which the gate will be activated. And I'm going to take either channel 7 or 8, so the final hi-hat that we created, or the drum fill, and I'm just going to listen to which of the two sounds best. Let's see how it works. So we're going to take the audio from, well, let's say the drum fill as in the first place. So that's right here. Let's see if it works. We have to lower the threshold a little bit. Yep. And let's see how it sounds in the total. I'm not quite satisfied yet. I think we have to make it a little bit shorter. Threshold a little bit higher. It's already sounding a bit better. So let's see what happens if we take the hi-hat as the sidechain channel. Okay, now we really have to lower the threshold. I quite like it in the hi-hat channel, and in order to make it a little bit more dense, I think it's lacking just a little. So just add another echo plugin. I press Command G so that it becomes contained in a group. And what you can do now is you can go to the chain list and make it fully wet. So now it will behave a little bit more like a send or a return track. If you add just another utility to the chain, then yeah, you have control over the dry and the wet separately. So if I just rename it to echo/wet and dry, and now I have full control over both. So, and first thing I'm gonna do is uncouple the stereo link, uncouple sync, or maybe I'll keep it in sync this time. And then in both cases I'll change maybe the synchronization of the delay time. We're going to change it into nodes instead of dotted. Kind of like the sound from this, so I'm now going to create another channel. This is the input routing, so now it's set to external in. I'm going to change the input from track 6, so from this delayed, glitchy vocal track, and I'm going to record whatever comes out of this and work with that. So that will make it a little bit easier to work with. Yeah, might as well delete this channel. We've got the audio already, saves a lot of CPU. I'm going to double click the sample, and warp is already enabled. So what I'm going to do is here you have some very cool options. So warp is enabled, and what that means is all these transients, they are like you can mold them, like really like clay. Like you can do anything you want with those transients in terms of timing, attack. And the warp mode right now is beats, and that enables you to choose if you want to like loop. We're not wanting to use that right now. I'm going to put them on this one with the single arrow, and then decrease the envelope, and you'll hear what that does. Really shortens out the decay. So full and 0. It's almost gone. Gonna put it somewhere halfway. I want to take out some of the highs, they're a bit intense. They're also quite nice, but in this case I don't really like it. So there we go.